Nice one for tuning back into this series where we're converting this T6.1. We've made some progress on the build. We've added some little features. To kick the video off, I'm going to get you over there, show you exactly what they are and why we like them. First things first, the windows. Same on both sides, tinted. These windows are certainly different to the norm because they are the safari style window. One of the things that I personally like about these windows is the fact that they're probably a lot better in the rain because you can have that open, gives you a little bit of shelter, stops your van from getting piss wet through on the inside. So you may be familiar with van shades already. You've got this insert that fits right over the window and it comes with a nice blackout blind. We bought these, the window and the van shades, from Camper Glass or Transporter HQ. So if you're looking for something similar in your van, go and give them a shout. At the moment inside here, everything's black carpeted. A lot of this black carpet will be covered up and will be brightened up with the materials that we bought last week. So one other thing that the lads have worked on since last week is the seatbelt installation. Obviously it's important when installing seatbelts that it's all done properly, safe. So yeah, this is what we've done. Outside again, one of the main features is the Rogue alloy wheels. We've gone with a black gloss alloy to match the black gloss grills, obviously the tinted glass, the black gloss pop top. Rogue alloy supplied us these. You pay about 400 quid per wheel. That's the alloy and the tyre included. That's retail price. Tyres already fitted to the alloys, pre-balanced, so it's just a simple case of the old wheels off, banging these back on and you're good to go. So, as I've said, just gives the van that little bit more of a wow factor. For those of you who watched last week's episode, you'll know that we picked up some fabric. We've since had the ceiling panel for this pop top wrapped in that fabric. That in turn has now allowed us to continue with the pop top, put the pop rivets in, which allows us to make use of the scenic canvas. You know, you can just imagine parking up the side of a lake on a mountain, sitting up on your bed and taking in the lovely views. So one of the other things that the lads have had installed since last week is the air dispatcher diesel heater. Now when it comes to the diesel heaters, we don't mess around with any of like the cheaper alternatives like the Chinese diesel heaters. You can obviously pick them up for a couple of £100 on eBay and whatnot, but as a business wanting to stand by, you know, quality and brands that are well established, if we were to fit Chinese diesel heaters, any issues occur, then you haven't got any support. You know, we're familiar with the air dispatchers. We can stand by the quality and the reliability of them. So one of the things that I would have liked to have made more progress on since the last video is this paneling effect thing that we've got going on with the underside of the bedboard. Unfortunately, Jamie's been off sick for a few days, so this has come to a bit of a standstill. He has, however, got the paneling sort of fixed to the board. He's got a couple of coats of primer on, added sand. So yeah, as soon as he gets back in, putting a couple of top coats on that, get it installed, get the LED lights installed into it, and yeah, I can't wait to see this one in the van with the lights on. So a couple of the jobs we've got lined up for this episode. In this video, the lads are going to be looking at the awning rail along with the awning. I think in the first episode I mentioned about only fitting an awning rail on this, but Marcelo made a good point about if we only fit the awning rail, then to have an awning that you pack away in a van, it's going to take up a lot of the space. So we sort of decided against just the awning rail, and now we're going to fit I think it's the 4200 wind out awning. So that's the awning that stays in the cassette on the side of the van. We've made a few more decisions on the fabrics and the interior finishings. We've got the veneered ply has turned up now for the cabinetry, so give you a bit more of a better idea of what the interior colour scheme is going to look like. Oh yeah, so as I mentioned last week, this van is gonna be up for grabs. Obviously we run camper van competitions. This is the next major prize. A big part of running these competitions is the marketing strategy. So later on today, we've got a meeting with our marketing agency in town, Blaze Media. So we'll head over there, speak to them. Yeah, and I'm sure there'll be a few of the little things in the video as well that you'll enjoy. So keep watching, but right now it's break time. Let's go and get some food. Get a bit of fresh spinach, like not cooked or anything, with poached egg and Hash brown, please. Favourite camping spot in the UK? Probably haven't got a favourite one spot, but I think the Lake District is our go-to sort of area. Obviously it's only like an hour and a half up the road. Loads of boss hikes, pubs, restaurants, spas. So there's this one thing I would always recommend anyone doing if they're into a little bit of an adrenaline rush is the Via Ferrata. It's up in Honister Slate Mine. So Via Ferrata means iron walkway or something like that, but basically what they've got is like these wires and iron rods sticking out the side of the mountain. So you get all harnessed up, helmets on and all that, and you clip yourself into it. Thank you. And then you walk, you sort of climb across the mountain using these iron sort of rods that are sticking out. And then they've got like this wire bridge as well. I've got some pictures on my phone actually, I'll get them up for you. Thank you very much, lovely. Yeah, so that's like literally on the side of the mountain. Like when we went as well, it was raining, so like as you're climbing over it, it's almost like waterfalls coming down on top of us. So there you can see that. As I mentioned before, we've made a few more decisions on the interior colour scheme. This lighter colour is going to be more so for the cabinetry, darker colour on the worktops. I've put together a little bit of a mood board so that you can get a better idea of what the overall aesthetic is going to look like inside the van once it's complete. We do want to go with a dark walnut, probably going to be on the timber doors. We've got black taps, and I think we're going to put the sink and the hob in black as well. Greenery in there, as we tend to always do. Clay pottery type features. I like to have like a bit of a connection with the outside, so I think about it as like when I'm parked up and I've got the doors open or the pop top, the scenic canvas is open or whatever, I want that sort of outdoor aesthetic to sort of flow inwards to the camper van. So obviously last week when we purchased this material, the idea when we bought it was that we were probably going to reupholster the van seats in this same material. There's a little bit of something in the back of my mind saying that it might have been a bit too much to do everything, the pop top ceiling and the van seats in this material, and it just must have been a little twist of fate because we got contacted by one of our suppliers called Danilo Lucci. They've called me late last week and offered to send a sample pack out to us. Vinyl, it's called Zephyr Stone, and as you can probably see there, it complements that colour. It's similar, but it complements it really well. We've decided that we're going to go with this colour, this material on the van seats. In the middle section of the seats, we're going to go this same material, but perforated. Basically loads of little holes in the material. So we'll have a section that's perforated in the middle, black stitching around the van, which obviously then ties in with the theme that we've got throughout the van, the exterior with the natural colours, the black gloss and all that. And the perforation part of it, I think just offers a nice little subtle variation to the seat while keeping it all consistent without having a wacky sort of big contrast in it. So yeah, I'm 100% happy with the decision we've made on these seats now. So we're just about to install a Vamoose multi-rail and Tula 4200 wind out awning to our T6.1 camper van that you can see behind me. For any of you who at home are wanting to install this, you can use this as a bit of a guide to help you get the awning on your van. If you want us to install it at Camper, then get in touch. We can certainly do that for you. If you haven't bought your awning rail and awning yet, you can do so at our shop, campershop.com. yeah, as you can see, awning is now up, it's secure. What it offers the van is obviously a nice little space outside of the van. With the shit weather that we get here in the UK, absolute must to have this little bit of a sheltered area. Seats have just turned up to go in the back. The materials just turned up as well. Right now, we have got a meeting in town with our marketing agency to figure out the best way to approach this next competition. So just going in to see the guys at Blaze Media. They're our marketing agency. We've used them for the last 1.5 competitions that we did. So yeah, we're gonna go in, discuss everything marketing. I had a look at that landing page and sort of picked a few holes in it. So we just filmed a video today to put onto that page just to make it build a bit more trust. We've signed up with Trustpilot now, so he's going to put the Trustpilot reviews on there and all that. I think where I've just put tell us about your project, it's leaving a little bit too, leaving them to think of a bit too much in it.
Do you do any offers?
Like sort of like bonuses and offers, subscription to Park 4 Nights, which is an app for like finding campsites, 12 months family pass to the National Trust. So it's like, you know, those two things combined. Oh yeah, and a starter kit, which would be like leveling ramps, hook up lead and water fill hose as well.
The problem was for the first week or so, it just wasn't spending. No one was seeing your ads, it's not spending. Now it's spending, that means that people are seeing your ads and clicking on it. If people are clicking on it are looking to buy a camper van.
Right,
they weren't looking for a camper van conversion, they were looking for an actual buy a camper van for themselves.
Yeah,
so I did some work trying to like get rid of those search times saying anything for like buy a camper van is like negative doubt. All we want to see is camper van conversions. Yeah. Because we're targeting Liverpool, our like money's going just into like the Merseyside area.
Right, are we not doing, so are we specific just to...
It's like the Liverpool City region.
Yeah.
Right, okay, sound.
Yeah. I mean, we can broaden that out if you want, but that's just kind of where I think we agreed to do it. It's quite
So, happy with how the meeting went there with Blaze. Just sort of discussing how we're going to approach the marketing strategy for the camper van competition, and also thinking about we're running some Google ads for conversion, running some Google ads aimed at like getting a bit more customer in the door for the smaller T6 conversions as well. So that's a sort of a market that we haven't really had much input in, but obviously that sort of work, the T6s, there's good money in it. Fast turnarounds, there's a little bit less input needed from me personally, so I think it's a bit easier to push that side of that type of work through the workshop with the lads and that. So yeah, something that we're trying to get into a little bit more of the smaller T6, T5 conversions, obviously the Ford Transit Customs as well. So yeah, happy with the way the meeting went. Fingers crossed that the marketing strategy works.